Harper is 5 years old. She reads at a second grade level. She could do first grade math. She is genuinely one of the most fascinating little people I've ever met in my life. She also doesn't respond when you call her name. She forgets to eat, forgets to drink water. She's been kicked out of 2 preschools. She wears pull-ups because she has accidents she doesn't notice until after. In public, she wears a leash because her parents and I have lost her in stores. More than once. Her current school has a developmental specialist, a psychologist, and an OT on staff. They've assigned one of her teachers specifically to stay with her. And they're starting to say that even this might not be the right environment for her. Her dad says she's fine. I've been doing school pickups for both my nieces for years. Field trips, emergency calls, the whole thing. I love these girls. But after last week, after another impossible day, I told my brother I was done helping until Harper sees a doctor. He says I'm screwing him over. I say I've been trying to tell him for months. I am young, and I need to put all of this somewhere. I work from home. Always have. And because my schedule is the most flexible in the family, I became the default for my brother's kids. School pickup, field trip chaperone, first contact for the school when something happens. It made sense. I'm there. I have time. And I love those girls. There are 2 of them. Eloise is 7. Harper is 5. Eloise is fine. Genuinely. She's a normal 7-year-old going through normal 7-year-old things. Her mom has claimed she has severe ADHD, which has never been diagnosed, and honestly, based on everything I've seen, isn't accurate. Eloise is energetic and spirited, and sometimes a handful. She's not ADHD. She's just a kid. Harper is different, and I've been watching the gap between this is a quirky kid and this child needs help grow wider for over a year now, while her parents plant their feet and insist she's fine. She's not fine. Let me tell you about Harper in detail, because I think people need to actually hear this before they weigh in. She has been asked to leave 2 preschools, not because she was aggressive or mean, because her needs were too significant for those environments to meet. The school she's in now has 3 teachers for 21 students, and one of those teachers has been informally designated as Harper's one-on-one. That teacher's whole job, for a big part of the day, is just keeping track of Harper. Harper wanders. Not occasionally, constantly. She drifts. If you don't have eyes on her, she's somewhere else inside of about 40 seconds. She doesn't do it to be difficult. She genuinely doesn't notice she's moved. She doesn't respond to her name. Call it once, call it 10 times. She's not ignoring you. She just doesn't register it. You have to get in front of her, get close, get eye level. She wears pull-ups at school because she has accidents she doesn't recognize until they've happened. She forgets to eat, forgets to drink water, not in the distracted kid way. In the way where you put food in front of her and she'll look at it with surprise, like she hadn't thought about hunger in hours because she genuinely hadn't. Every exterior door and window at her parents' house has child locks and alarms. Most of the lower cabinets have multiple locks because she figured out the single ones. She wears a wrist leash in public. I've lost her in stores before. Not for long, never anything serious, but enough that your heart goes cold for a few seconds. Her parents have lost her too. She's not allowed on school field trips unless I come or one of her parents comes. The school has brought in their developmental specialist to observe her and to try to get her to participate in circle time, to sit long enough to eat her snack, to interact with the other kids. With no success. And yet, she's reading at a second grade level, doing math at first grade level. She is brilliant and funny, and when she makes eye contact with you and smiles, it stops you cold because she's so present in that one moment. Something is happening with this child. Something real. And nobody knows what it is because nobody has taken her to a doctor. My brother, I'll call him Dan, has a theory. Harper is fine. Harper is just her own person. Harper is quirky. I've heard every version of it. She'll grow out of it. She's not hurting anyone. All kids are different. His wife circles around the subject without landing anywhere. She's brought up the possibility of an evaluation before, and Dan shuts it down, and she doesn't push. I've said it. Not once. Many times, over many months, in many different ways. The school has said it. The developmental specialist has said it. And nothing moves. Last week was the week that broke me. Harper had been sent home from school, trying to climb the fence, running during circle time, getting into art supplies that were set aside for another lesson. Big day. She came to my place, and her stomach was bothering her, which happens, and when she doesn't feel well, she wants to be held constantly. Just on you. All of her weight. Arms around your neck, needing that pressure. I held her. Of course I held her. She's 5, and she was uncomfortable, and she needed contact. But I also couldn't work. I sat there with a kid on my lap for hours, watching my work pile up, waiting for pickup. When Dan came to get them, I told him, not angry, tired. I said I can't do this anymore, that I love both of them, that I will not be available to help with the girls or with school things until Harper has seen a doctor. He stared at me. She's fine, he said. Done? She was sent home from school today for climbing the fence. Kids do that. She has a one-on-one teacher because she wanders off. They're being overcautious. She's been kicked out of 2 schools. Those schools weren't a good fit. I looked at him for a second. I said, I'm done until she sees someone. That's it. He left. And since then he's been saying I gave him no notice, that I'm screwing him over, that this isn't my place. The family has weighed in. Mixed results. Some people get it. Some people are saying it's not my business to make demands about medical decisions. And look, I know it's not my kid. I know that's their call. But this is also my time, my labor, my ability to work. And I can't keep showing up for a situation that's deteriorating and pretend it isn't. The day after that conversation, before anything else, I picked the girls up. I needed to do it right. I took them somewhere they liked, and I sat with them, and I explained as clearly and gently as I could that some things were going to change for a little while. That I wasn't going to be doing school pickups the way I had been. That when things got sorted out with their dad, I'd be right back to normal. I told them it wasn't their fault. Eloise understood more than she let on, I think. She's 7. She watches. She said, okay, very quietly, and then asked if we could still do Saturday pancakes sometimes, and I said yes. Definitely yes. That was completely separate. Harper said she was hungry. I got her a snack. After that, I called both schools and told them not to contact me unless it was a genuine emergency and they couldn't reach either parent. They were both professional about it. No drama. Now I wait. Dan hasn't come back with anything other than frustration. His wife texted me once, a longer message, softer, something about how she appreciates what I do and hopes we can figure this out. I responded. I kept it kind. Told her the door is open the moment they make Harper an appointment. People in my family keep using the word demand. Like I'm being unreasonable. Like asking someone to take their child to a doctor when that child has been flagged by every professional in her life is an overreach. But here's the thing. Harper's school is starting to say they can't keep her either. That this might not be the right environment. She has been in 2 schools before this. She's 5 years old and running out of schools that will take her. If something doesn't change, it's going to change on its own terms. And those terms will be much harder to manage than an evaluation. I love Harper. I love Eloise. I would do anything for both of them, and that's exactly why I stopped. Because showing up and absorbing the fallout without anyone addressing the cause isn't helping Harper. It's just making it easier for Dan to keep looking away. I picked the girls up to have the conversation face to face. That felt important. I didn't want them to just not see me anymore without understanding it wasn't about them. Spoke to both schools separately about limiting contact to true emergencies when parents are unreachable. Both handled it well. Eloise asked about pancakes. Harper asked about a snack. That's where we are.